I just want, first of all, I want everybody here to like feel comfortable. Like, you go to camps, it's stuffy, you feel like you're auditioning for stuff. Man, we're just in the lab. We're just here to grind. We're just here to have fun and get better. So like, I don't want like an environment of like stuffiness and nervousness here. Like, everybody be professional and like just be yourself. Like, I know Brandon Adair's here. He's a big deal, man. Like, but don't get nervous around here.
My name's John Butler, from San Diego, California, currently live in Phoenix, Arizona. And this is my third year of PPOA camp. Been an NBA referee for 7 years.
The importance of me trusting if I'm working with Shay and I'm in slot, and if you tell me I'm responsible for the jump shooter, up, we're free to point of contact. Point of contact can be wrist to elbow, point of contact can be hand to face, point of contact can be leg to leg, body to body. Point of contact can be the length of the foot, but you have to go through your process. You can't miss process. We call it sequencing. Sequencing is two things. Sequencing is your sequences or the order in which you referee plays in your mind. Up, point of contact, down, and then you go to rebound. And other sequences is essentially making decisions on plays for fairness. Something that happened down here, that's similar here. That doesn't mean I get slapped in the face down here, so you're not gonna come down and miss another play unless somebody dies. You know what I'm saying? Now, we call something gray here, you gotta call something gray here for the sake of fairness. This is not Houdini's trick bag. We are not making shit up. We are not telling you that if we call something down here that is not a foul, then we don't come down here and call something that's not a foul. That's cheating. Simple as that.
Professional pathways is almost literally what it means. I hope that people can come to camp and have a pathway to become a professional. Professional, maybe not in the sense of an NBA referee, a WNBA referee, a G League referee. Those are ideal, but ultimately being a professional and being the best version of yourself wherever you work. Well, I started this because there's been a lot of people who have given me opportunities to referee, give me opportunities to grow. A lot of camps I've been to, and I wanted to have something of my own to create an organic system amongst all my friends and I, so we can come together and teach people. I think the ultimate vision is to have an ecosystem of clinicians that move up in their careers and maybe spawn off and have their own camps, or an ecosystem to have the referees eventually become clinicians or spawn off and have their own camps and be able to give back. Well, that's a great question about dealing with adversity. I think that if we're smart in officiating or basketball or anything of that nature, it's a parallel life. So just dealing with adversity in life is no different than dealing with adversity in basketball or officiating careers. Just know that there's always going to be something good on the other side of it. So there's really nothing to worry about. While you're in it, be where your feet are day in and day out, and put one foot in front of the other, and just keep grinding. Do a little bit at a time to get yourself out of that rut, out of that adversity, because you know that at the end of the day, it's going to be better on the other side. Mentors are important. I think having anybody with more experience than you, more wisdom versus more wisdom and knowledge. You can have knowledge and not have wisdom and not know how to apply things. So having a mentor is important. I think what's important about mentorship is having genuine relationships with people so that you can have difficult conversations and work through challenging times versus someone who just gives you the answers and tells you how to do things. My metaphor is always, I need someone to teach me how to do the work to the math problem, not just give me the answers to the math problem.
So a couple things I want to talk about is officiating is bigger than making calls. We all can do that. Anybody can get a whistle, make a call. Now, if it's right or wrong, it's different, but most of us can make calls. It's about the growth, professionalism, leadership, and impact we have on the game. So the journey, you guys are right here in the thick of it. You're here getting the foundation of fundamentals of officiating, which are the mechanics. The mechanics that John and we speak about when you go to grassroots elite, when you see those mechanics, That's the foundation of this entire thing. What you do with that is how you move along. The foundations build confidence. When you're in games, something happens, trust your training, trust your training. That's something I would tell myself. I've been putting in the work, I have the training, trust it in those moments. Handling pressure, those are all the early years of officiating. Just getting those tools locked in and trying to improve on every game. My name is Carlina Tobin. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. I am the assistant coordinator of the SEC and our consortium conferences. Professional pathways, we all may have a background in basketball or just in any career, but when I entered into the pro system through the D-League, I learned the professional pathway to adulthood, to be honest, so on and off the court. I learned how to be a professional then and also off the court as well, which led me to where I am right now. From this weekend, for both hats, from a referee standpoint, it was very admirable to see these young officials come from all over the country just to get better. A teaching camp in Las Vegas with great clinicians. They made an investment into themselves and their career, which is admirable. And when I was a referee, I did the same thing, finding teaching camps across the country so that I can get better. From a supervisor standpoint, a coordinator standpoint, it was great for me to see those young officials in this capacity, knowing their hunger and drive to get better is also inspiring for me to watch, because I know that as professional pathways grow and other teaching camps grow, this will be the next wave for the next generation. I look for officials that have the courage to blow their whistle, speak to the coaches, deal with the coaches, players, and then just their presentation on the court, the eye test. Just that one look, I know right away whether there's potential or whether we have some work to do. Just being around my peers and colleagues in the pro system, I learned a little bit more and also just refreshed the things that I did know about certain aspects of the game from a referee standpoint. And then just the different officials, what they bring from each region I definitely picked up some things. Absolutely. The silent quality is how they carry themselves on and off the court. Game's over, they're going into the classroom session, how they receive feedback, just how they maneuver around in the space that we're sharing. I wish I knew getting a mentor earlier than I did. I was a camp junkie, so to speak. I camped everywhere without a mentor. So once I got a mentor, I was able to hone in on certain things, and that actually helped me grow from that moment. Biggest changes, more teaching camps, more pro-am leagues around the country that officials are hungry to get involved in. And I always say champions are made in the off season. So officials seeking out those opportunities really has grown the game.
My name is Sammy Lauf. I'm from San Diego, California, and I just finished my 5th year. I found out about professional pathways on Instagram, but I'm also connected to a couple of the clinicians. I'm from San Diego and John Butler's from San Diego. So he told me. I like to have a next play type of mentality and just not let the pressure get to me. I believe that pressure is a privilege. And I always try to remind myself that in the high stake type of moments. I think the more that you put into it, the more you get out of it. And the more prepared you are, the better decisions that you make. And ultimately, this is a business of decision making. So the amount of time that you spend on it and the amount of time that you put into it is definitely reflective in your performance, which is ultimately the biggest goal. Highlights would be connecting with other people, the other campers and the clinicians. The level of play is exceptional. These are really great athletes that we get to work with. And we're in Vegas. Well, I think that one thing that was very obvious this weekend, and we talked about it in the classroom as well, is that failure is part of the process and that's how you learn. So to me, We're set up here to be able to handle failure, so we don't make those failures in, bigger high stake types of games. This is a very safe space to make failure into something great.
82, push, 2.
So 2 things that I see in that is both of you do it. Both of you, like Ray just said, like your eye contact should be with the table. So your eye contact, it almost looks like you're second guessing yourself. So it's, instead of it being 32, push, side out, you guys are more like 32, push, side out. You see the difference? Like you want to be, everything wants to be, your report wants to be like shoulder width, you want to be upright, you want to be sharp, and you want to have eye contact.
I'm Antoine Jared from Richmond, Virginia. I've been refereeing since April of 2023. Professional pathways to me means just taking the approach of a professional when it comes to refereeing. I think a lot of us can kind of treat this job as a side hustle, but I think when you really take it serious, you can really make a living out of it. I would just say just trusting my level of training and having the confidence, knowing that I put the work in and I'm continually putting the work in, and just knowing that, the outsiders don't matter. I know that in any high tense situations, you're gonna have voices, whether good or bad. So I think once you realize that, you just are able to manage and work through it. When you're out there, you can't see yourself. So when you're able to look at film and go back, you can actually see what you look like on the court, certain mannerisms, certain mechanics that you do that you might not like or that you will like, that you can keep fixing on and building off of. So I would say film just helps you to see what you can't see when you're actually out there. I would say just treating every aspect of this as a professional, whether it's, helping separate yourself, coming dressed professionally, having a haircut, or, just every aspect as a professional. When you treat it that way, I think, a lot of other things will take care of itself. And that's what the biggest takeaway from this approach, coming on time, being receptive to information. I would just say just treating every aspect as a professional was my biggest takeaway. Being jumpy at plays rather than starting, developing, finishing, then deciding. I would say just being patient, receiving the play, then making your decision rather than being reactive. I would say just being more patient. That was my biggest lesson and the mistakes that I made this weekend. Oh, 100%. I'll definitely be back. I'll definitely go back to the East Coast and let people know that this is a great opportunity to advance your career, get better, get knowledge, and turn it into wisdom. And I'll definitely be back. It's very beneficial.
My name's Jimmy McKenzie. I'm from New Jersey, and I've been officiating high school for 1 year. This is my first year. I reached out to Evan about a year and a half ago. We've kind of been talking since then. Went and met him in person about 5 months ago, and the dynamic of the relationship kind of got, it got better. We started talking more about basketball and stuff like that, and he told me to come out to this camp because John was running it, and he was like, come out, it's going to be a great experience, going to learn a lot, and it's been a great experience for me so far. I mean, kind of just learning from the best referees in the world. I mean, Shay's here, Brandon's here, John's here. I mean, all those people are like the best referees in the world. So I mean, if you want to become an NBA referee, you got to learn from the best referees in the world. Kind of just like the clinicians, calming me down a little bit, because I was nervous coming in because I've never worked a game this high level before, and just talking to them, kind of, them kind of telling me what to expect. Like once you get out on the floor, talk to yourself. If you get into a situation where you need to bring yourself back in, just look at the scoreboard, kind of know the situation that's going on, identify everything that's going on, and kind of just bring yourself back in, and you kind of focus more when you do something like that. I mean, I think it's necessary because, there's some plays in the game that you think you may have gotten right, or you may have done the right thing, and you go back on film and you're like, that was one of the worst things I've seen myself do. And you wouldn't have known that if you didn't go back and watch it. So I mean, the only way you can learn is going and watching yourself mess up on a video and going to fix it for the next time. Probably just like going with the kind of one-on-one with Pat and you, and kind of just getting certain things that are small, like no one really pays attention to, but those things will take you the farthest. Like just doing the signals, like putting it up right here, projecting your voice, having strong signals when you point and stuff like that. I mean, as you guys say, everyone can call fouls and violations, but the thing that makes you stand out is the small things, like stuff like that. And I mean, just learning from the best people in the world at doing that is what's gonna set me apart. Just some of the plays that we had on this court for my last game. I mean, I make a call and, I didn't go report it fast enough, or I wasn't strong enough to go report. So I mean, like stuff like that, I'm not just gonna throw away and be like, forget about it. I have to remember it. Okay, I did this wrong. Okay, I saw it on video. All right, let me fix it for the next time. So the next time I get out here today, that signal will be a little stronger. And this is my first camp that I've ever been to, and I mean, it would be amazing if all the other camps were like this. I would absolutely come back. It was one of my most favorite things I've ever done in basketball. Let's just say that.
Do your work. Do your work. That's all you got to go out there and do. Our process is such that no matter where we go, no matter what type of camp we're at, what level people think we only want to go to D1s, that kind of stuff, no. We just want to go where we can see passionate, courageous officials who show a willingness to uphold the integrity and the standard of the game. Game, crew, self. We live by that. We live by that. Okay? And that shows on the court. If you're out there like kind of making the game about yourself, if you think leadership is kind of taking over every crew discussion and making sure everybody in the gym sees that boo, 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 and no, you got to change it to da-da-da. That's, what I'm saying? Keep it game, crew, self kind of thing. But just go out and do your job, and our process is such that we're going to find you. Everybody's path is a little different. But basically what our path is not for the faint of heart. I'll say that up front. It is not for the faint of heart by any means. But anybody that has been through it, no matter what level you might get to, you come out incredibly improved, both on and off the court. Because when I say off the court, you just kind of understand the essence of really what being a courageous official is all about.
But I